Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live tonight with a special treat. We got the Zion's Finest Relax League quarterfinals. Benedict Jules versus Mark. They're playing on Uskru Priority Message, Map A. Uskru Priority Message is the droid mission. The objective is to spawn droids at the end of the round and move them into your opponent's deployment zone. Droids have 6 health, and they roll 1 black die on defense, so they're not immune to damage. They're pretty easy to take care of if you focus on them. Generally, you won't be able to score more than 1 or 2 in a game, especially against either of these lists. We got hunters on both sides. One side has IG-88, Onar, Hondo, Greedo, 3PO, some elite Jawas, a regular Jawa. Scratch that. 2 regular Jawas and an elite Jawa. Also, it's got R2-D2 for some card draw. On the other side, we have a very standard, not so standard actually. We have a Han Rangers list, but it's not the typical Han Rangers list. Tonight we have Han plus Rangers plus Sabine. You do have to make some sacrifices to bring Sabine. Notably, you have to sacrifice Hera and some smugglers. Now, smugglers aren't super important on Uskru. They're great on other maps like Mos Eisley. But since the rotation to Lothal, they definitely lose some value. So, subbing in Sabine for smugglers is, I would say, it's definitely a plus, especially on Uskru Priority Message, because this is kind of a slow-paced map. Generally, the action won't be happening until round 2 or even round 3. So if you can draw Sabine's card, Rebel Graffiti, which gives you 2 victory points a round as long as she's alive, basically, then you can get yourself into a big lead without even doing anything. So Sabine is a very nice figure to have in slow maps. And we're off. Both players are deployed. Ben is playing the hunter list. He goes ahead and pushes 3PO up with... he pushes R2-D2 up with Gideon and focuses Han. One of the problems with not running Hera is you have to use Gideon's push on R2. If you are running Hera, you can get a push off on someone else and maybe have Han start in this square after he gets a Hera bump plus a push too. And from this square, Han can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and shoot across the map. Or you can do that same thing with a Ranger, and they basically threaten your opponent that they can't put anybody out, or they get threatened. But since he does not have Hera, Mark, if he wanted to, could push his guys into the hallway without much threat. 2 doors will open automatically at the end of the round, which does give Han Solo a chance for an end-of-round shot. So there is that threat, but there's not a round 1 attack threat. Ben reporting that Mark lost connection. Should be right back. Let me adjust my windows here. It's been a while since we have played or streamed Imperial Assault. So let's just line this stuff up a little better. How about? Just get situated. Yeah, it's been quite a while. Quite a while. Let's blow these windows up a little bigger, maybe. Yeah, I like that better actually. So let's move all of this stuff over here. Okay. What's up, Blade? Welcome to the chat. It's good to be back here streaming Imperial Assault. It's been quite a while for me. I've been just streaming Artifact a lot. It's Valve's new card game. Honestly, I really miss the Imperial Assault community. You guys in the Imperial Assault community are just great. And so far, I've met some cool people in the Artifact community. But it's kind of like you're the new kid on the block. It's kind of like starting over. Like I really enjoyed the community aspect of Imperial Assault, so it is sad giving that up, kind of. All right. Let me rearrange my background a little bit. Get my national champion trophy up there. Thanks. I actually streamed myself putting this dang thing together. It's a Kallax from IKEA. It was a giant pain in the butt to put together, and I got it all on stream. If you're interested, that was a couple of days ago. It was quite a process. Yeah. It was. I was a salty boy while I was putting it together a little bit. All right, so looks like Ben is pushing up his 3PO. So generally when you push up 3PO, you want to put a defensive perimeter around him. Basically, the point of moving 3PO up here is so he can position Han in one of these three spaces, basically, to give Han that extra block with the evade. Maybe he'll open his middle door to get a line of sight out into the middle of the map. But he's not forced to open this door. So he has initiative, which means he gets to get the last word in which door he wants to open, which is a pretty big advantage. So Mark is going to have to pick which door he wants to open first. Ben gets a chance to respond. So Mark is getting past the initiative token. So if Mark puts too much threat into the middle, Ben can just say, well, I'm not opening either of my doors. And we're just going to stall until I'm getting the initiative token. On the other hand, if Ben feels that he can safely open a door, he will get that end of round Han attack off. And Mark doesn't really have a response to that. I think I did miss a play. Mark is showing 2 objective points. Maybe Rebel Graffiti got played? Okay. Okay, so I made a mistake. Mark is actually on top with the Rebels. I apologize for that. Mark is playing the Han Ranger Sabine list, and Ben is playing the Mercenary Hunter IG Hondo Greedo list. Man, IG Hondo Greedo Onar, how do you even fit all these guys in a list? That seems like a lot of points, but thinking about it, Greedo's only 4, Hondo's only 6, Onar's only 6. But man, these are some big boys over here. That's a scary list. Those are some heavy hitters. Of course, Rangers plus Han plus Sabine is nothing to sneeze at either. These are some top tier lists going at it tonight, boys. Mark played Rebel Graffiti and Ben did not have negation. That's a really, really bad start for Ben. That really puts the pressure on him to make something happen early. And honestly, he's not putting anybody out into any aggressive positions. Looks like he's going to be comfortable just maybe opening a lane down the middle. and trading some shots. But this is actually a very, very passive opening for Ben. The pressure is on him to come to Mark because Mark is playing Rebel Graffiti, but he can move Greedo up very aggressively. One of DT's favorite plays is to put Greedo into this square here. It threatens this door getting opened and Greedo having a clean shot through this top hallway, which, if you're familiar with Greedo, he has a ability, if you want to call it an ability, it's more like a disability, called Slow on the Draw, where if you're attacking someone that has line of sight to you, they get to attack you first before you attack them. But if you're in this corner here, you can kind of get around that by drawing line of sight when they cannot draw line of sight back to you. The best way to counter that is to stick a beefy figure right here that doesn't mind taking a shot from Greedo, forcing Greedo to attack someone that can counterattack him. And looks like Mark has that idea in mind. He's just going to plug that hole up. You can kind of tell that both of these players are good because they're anticipating these kind of forward-thinking plays. Mark is already thinking about what Ben's going to do with that Greedo, and he's already prematurely plugging up kind of Ben's aggressive play here. I really like this positioning. Okay, so he's actually leaving this hole clear, which maybe he's making room for Han. But with 2 activations left for Ben, and looks like, 2 activations left for Mark. 1, 2, 3 activations left for Ben. It looks like Ben is going to be able to get the last say on positioning with probably his Greedo. So I predict that Greedo is going to move up to here, but we'll see what Ben chooses to do. He needs some kind of aggressive play. And you know what? I actually, another thing I got wrong is Ben, this scum list, is actually the one with initiative, which means Mark's going to get the first say next round, which means it's actually okay that Ben's being a little passive here because he doesn't want to be too aggressive when he's passing the initiative marker. I originally thought Ben was playing the Rebels. That's why I was confused. But since Ben is on the bottom and he has initiative, it's better to be passive here. You can give up a couple Rebel Graffiti points. I mean, you preferably don't want to. You would definitely like to negate that card if possible, but sometimes the odds just go against you and your opponent starts with Rebel Graffiti and you don't have any way to deal with it. That's just especially bad on this map. Really the power of Sabine. And, you know, a lot of players complain about it. I myself complained about it. I think it's not interactive. It's purely based on luck. There's no skill involved. But it's part of the game. It's part of Sabine's balance. So you just have to find ways to get to Sabine. It puts a lot of pressure on people playing against Sabine. All right, so since Ben doesn't have, he's not getting initiative in round 2, he's actually just going to hold his Greedo back. He really doesn't have anyone that's really under pressure. And, you know, the nice thing on Uskru is if you do start with initiative, it's kind of an advantage. Generally, on most maps, starting with initiative is bad because your opponent gets to go first in round 2. But it's good on Uskru because it's better to have that last say in which doors get opened. So what are these players thinking about what doors they want to open? I'm sure Mark wants to open this terminal door because it activates his rangers with lines of sight both down this right hallway and diagonal through the middle, while keeping basically his whole list safe except for his droids, which really, if you're dumping a focused Greedo shot into an R2, I think that's a trade you're definitely willing to make. Mark, on the other hand, Ben, on the other hand, if Mark opens this right door, then Ben gets a say, and he's definitely not going to open this door to let those Rangers just rain fire down. He'd probably open his left door. There's nothing threatening this left hallway, and there's not really any good lines of sight from middle to left or right to left. So it's pretty safe for him to open this up. That gives him some paths to move up during round 2, so he can potentially start round 3 with an aggressive left to right play. So just the initiative door opening mechanics give him a little bit of an advantage, letting him see what Mark opens and respond. Mark also might choose to open, probably the smarter door to open for Mark would be Ben's middle door. The problem with that, though, is if Mark opens Ben's middle door, then Ben just opens his left door, and all of a sudden his whole group is activated with paths up through the middle, and Mark's whole list is completely disabled for round 2, completely wasting his end of round Han shot, his initiative advantage. So he's got to find a way to draw lines of sight. I'm not sure. He'll probably open one of his own doors, I think. If I was him, I would either open his own middle door or his own right door. You don't want to give Ben the option to open both of his doors and waste your whole list. You have to open one of your own doors. These tokens represent the objectives. They're droids, as we said before. They have 6 health. They roll a black die on defense. If they get all the way into your opponent's deployment zone, which is right here for Ben and right here for Mark, if they get all the way up there, they're worth 6 victory points, which is quite a lot for an objective. But again, it's very hard to score them. I really doubt that Mark is going to get an end of round shot with Han here. So it looks like Mark is going to open Ben's left door. Then each player moves each of his courier droids. Then, starting with the player without initiative, each player opens a door. So let me just make sure. All right, I'm just going to make sure they open the doors I thought. So I really like this position for Ben now. Mark has no way to get to Ben's list at all, and Ben has the whole second round to set up his list however he wants them to go into round 3. He might as well be super aggressive here. If I was him, I would push Greedo up as far as possible for sure. I would push, he might have Blaze of Glory by this point. He could move IG-88 up 7 and Blaze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he could actually get a shot off with IG and then Blaze and get 2 more shots off this round. And then he starts with initiative and he could move up and get 2 more shots off. So if he has Blaze, that would be a massive swing. He has drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got almost a 50% chance to have Blaze at this point. Or he might be playing Devotion, so he's got a chance to have that too. Either way would activate his IG-88's Blaze ability. He's going to go ahead with R2. He has to move R2 off the terminal because Mark is playing Chopper, which means that Mark can use his Chopper to shock R2 with Chopper's ability, System Shock. Chopper has an ability where if he's adjacent to a terminal, he can shock someone on any terminal on the map. So he's shocking from this terminal to that terminal, and it does 2 damage and a strain. So you can see he took the strain as damage, so his R2's at 3 damage. And yeah, Ben does not want to take another System Shock here. Actually, it turns out it looks like Mark activated his Chopper first and System Shocked R2, then R2 went. Okay, 3PO is going to focus Onar up. Onar is a great focus target. He loves the extra range from that green die. Very reliant on that extra range. Onar is a in-your-face bruiser. He does have a ranged attack, but his surges give minus accuracy. The only figure in the game that has that. Yeah, R2 could have healed himself. That's a good point, TV boy. We always forget about that. R2 does have a action called Repair, where he can repair 1 damage on himself or an adjacent droid. One of the most overlooked abilities in the game, I'd say. R2 is a tier 1 figure. He gets played in a ton of lists. I hardly ever see anyone use that play. Planning coming out here for Ben with his elite Jawa. Looks like no negation from Mark. Planning is definitely a card that I would negate round 1 or 2. At this point, Ben has drawn most of his deck. He's drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 15 cards. So almost about a 60% chance that he has Blaze of Glory in hand. Some other cards he's probably playing that are important: Assassinate, On the Lamb. All these cards can completely swing a game around. So 9 cards drawn, 8 cards in hand is very significant for one of these hunter lists. He's actually going to move his Jawa up into the middle of the map. Again, he's showing no fear because Mark has no way to attack him with any of his figures. He's about 10 spaces away from having a shot with his Rangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He would need to move 9 spaces with his Rangers to get a shot. That's just impossible. So some very good maneuvering of the doors from Ben. There wasn't really anything Mark could have done except for he probably should have opened his own door, one of his own doors. I think it was a mistake to open Ben's door because, I mean, his stuff is safe. He's probably thinking that he wants to just play passively because of Rebel Graffiti. But you don't want your enemy to close in when you're running a Ranger list, and Ben is going to have an opportunity to close this gap here. So very passive round 2. No action can happen because of these doors. They are locked, so they're impossible to open until the end of round 2. At that point, Han will get an end of round shot this turn. I would imagine that Mark's priority is going to either be to kill Hondo or IG-88. Hondo is just a nuisance of a figure. Every time he attacks, you have to decide if you want to take 2 extra damage from the attack. And keep in mind, he's rolling blue, red, green at you, so it's the same attack pool as Onar. You either have to choose to take 2 extra damage, or you have to trade 2 victory points to your opponent. That's a 4 victory point swing. That's basically like celebration every attack. In my opinion, you should really avoid trading those VPs. But there are occasions when you can do it. For instance, Mark right now is soaking up a lot of VPs with Rebel Graffiti. So maybe this is a game where he decides to trade some victory points away. But in general, a 4 victory point swing is huge. Can completely swing games around. Especially in high level play. In high level play, you typically see very close matches. So 4 victory points is a lot. The problem with trying to take Hondo out is it's very difficult. He's got 9 health, which is not insignificant, but he's also a smuggler, so he has access to On the Lam. But he also has a signature card that is kind of like a mini On the Lam. His signature card, let me look up what it's called. Basically what it does is you can spend victory points to decrease the amount of damage that he's taken or that he is about to take during an attack, and he becomes focused for that attack. So it's a very powerful card. It costs 0 to play. So it's cheap, it's powerful. So it makes him doubly hard to bring down because he has access to both that and On the Lam. Let's just find it here. It is called Let's Make a Deal. While defending, pay your opponent X VPs to apply -X damage to the attack results. Then you become focused. It's such a good value card for 0. Okay, so now Ben is putting Greedo in that nook. The DT nook. DT definitely popularized putting Greedo there. Very aggressive player sometimes, DT. Just knows when to turn on the trigger. Knows when to decide, I'm no longer playing passive, it's time to attack. And a lot of players like to imitate that style. So Ben is leaving his Jawas kind of hanging out in the middle. He's not going to be able to maneuver them into safe positions by the time that they get to activate. So that means Mark is going to get some shots off on them if he wants to next round. They're not really big threats, the regular ones. I might take a big shot at the Elite Jawa. Elite Jawas actually can deal quite a bit of damage with 2 yellow dies because they have Surge for +2 damage and Surge for Pierce 2. It's not a bad attack. They also are smugglers, so they can use tools for the job. So it's sometimes you don't want to sleep on the Elite Jawa attacks. Sabine's going to go ahead and maneuver back a bit. She's just going to go ahead and do a little walk around, play Rebel Graffiti, soak up 2 more points. At this point, negation should be in the hand of Ben. Let's see if he plays it. There's a pause. Doesn't look like any cards are moving around on Ben's side. Looks like he has still not drawn negation. Another consideration, he might be saving negation for take initiative. Round 3 initiative is probably the most important round for initiative on Uskru. I think it's definitely worth 2 victory points to guarantee that you're getting initiative. Then again, that basically means you no longer have negation for the rest of the game, which means as long as Sabine stays alive, Mark is soaking up victory points. But it looks like Ben is ready to put on enough pressure that this game is not going to last many more rounds. Looks like he's pushing his Jawas up aggressively. He pushed Greedo up aggressively. I wouldn't be surprised if he pushed Onar right up into Ben's face. He still also has Hondo. Hondo, I think you want to keep him a little bit safer than your Onar or your Greedo. He's a little bit more important of a piece. And then he also has to decide what he wants to do with his IG-88. He's probably going to keep his Onar, IG-88, and Hondo kind of clustered. It's nice to have that flexibility with Onar to pass out an evade or a block with Get Down. Look at the focuses on Mark's side. He has 4 focus tokens, all on very good focus targets. All of these focus targets get rerolls, which makes their focuses even better. Han Solo and 3 focused Rangers. That is a lot of firepower. And now Onar is coming up. That's a bit behind where I thought Mark would put Onar. In my opinion, you kind of want to put Onar in a spot where he blocks your more important figures. You want to force you want to force Mark to use his end of round Han shot on Onar. Now your choices are a little bit more limited where you put your IG-88 and your Hondo. He's probably going to hide them over here, I would think. It's a little bit less aggressive. You can use IG-88 as a sniper. He does get to choose his dice pool, so he could pop out here and use a blue-blue-green attack and then pop back into safety behind a regular Jawa and Onar. That's not terrible. But I really don't think Mark wants to be caught in a sniper match against Rangers. If Han can deal with this Greedo and Mark can kind of control this right lane and turn this into a left to right sniper match, he's going to have a big advantage. And it does look like Ben is kind of claiming this area over here. So what Mark wants to do is he wants to just control this right side so he can get lines of sight down this line at whoever he wants. There's really no cover going from right to left here. And he is just going to pull back into this back corner. He does have the better range. He's going to have some okay lines of sight down here. Also, from the middle down to the left. He can easily take out this regular Jawa and then start working on Onar and Hondo. He doesn't have to be too aggressive here, but I think the further right you can position yourself, the better here. Just turn this into a completely left to right match if you're Mark. Now, if you're Ben, you got to close this gap. You got to get IG-88 up there. You want to dump multiple red-red-green attacks into his Rangers and not give them attacks into you with rerolls. So the more you can box them in with IG-88, the better. Especially if you can take out a focused Ranger at the beginning of the next round, you are in a nice spot. If you have Blaze of Glory and you can take out 2 Rangers before they activate, just perfection. So if I'm him, I'm probably moving my IG-88 up somewhere aggressive. His Han is gone, so that means he knows that his Han can only get end-of-round attacks to Greedo or anything to the right of Greedo. So he really could put IG-88 in anything to the down this line or left and not soak a end-of-round Han shot. It looks like he's actually just going to play really passively with the IG, turn IG into a sniper. I don't think that... Okay, so he's actually targeting an objective here. So he's going to get some value out of IG-88 this round, but he's sacrificing some next round value. Big attack here. Should kill this thing. It is doing 8 damage. Actually 9 damage because he also deals a strain. So that will one-shot that little droid. Mark's droid says, "I regret nothing." Nice little message for us up here. All right, so round 3, initiative is going to get passed to Ben. What does he do with initiative? The first thing is going to happen is Han's going to take an end of round shot against Greedo. Han probably won't one-shot Greedo, I don't think. It is possible that he does. We talked about this, plugging this hole earlier, and he plugged it with Han, which means Greedo can't get a free shot off here. He is going to take a shot in return. He also... He does have a safe spot to return to. He could move back to this square here and be relatively safe. Sabine could pop out and attack him, but I think Mark kind of wants to keep his Sabine relatively safe. We'll see. If he can do 6 damage to Greedo here, Sabine will probably move out and Grenadier. Or she has a free grenade. It's called Parting Gift. Parting Gift. So here comes the Han versus Greedo attack. It's going to be 3 green dice and a blue die with a reroll. No Hera. Again, no Hera for Mark, so no call the shots bonuses on this one. So that's going to make it a little bit tough to one-shot Greedo. It is possible. It's definitely possible. Probably about a 50-50 to get the one-shot. Let's do the math. A blank roll is going to make it really possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect one shot there. Let's see if there's like a on the lamb or anything. Greedo getting one shot isn't the end of the world. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough. Not sure why a reroll came out. 3 blues and a green with a surge for +2 and a surge for +1 against a white die. Without a reroll, it's a 40% chance to do 7, so probably about a 50% chance to do 7 with the reroll. Not sure why he re-rolled that. Tough luck is coming out for Ben, and that's going to keep Greedo alive here. He didn't have to re-roll to get the kill. Really, really don't know why he did. Very, very questionable. Luckily for Mark, though, a parting gift can still finish this Greedo off, and now he doesn't have to worry about tough luck. So maybe he did that as kind of like a sneaky play. This forces Greedo to activate first. Greedo doesn't have a great shot against anything because of slow on the draw. He could retreat and try to kill 3PO. That's not the worst use of your first action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot at 3PO. 5. Something like that would be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could double move away. It's double moving away is kind of questionable, I think, when you're playing against Sabine, because she can just run out and parting gift you at any time she wants. So it's not like you're safe anywhere on the map. But either way, he's got to activate his Greedo first. Maybe he, you know what? Maybe he just moves into the thick of things and kills 3PO. That way, if he dies, he gets a nice parting shot. Maybe he attacks a Ranger and soaks up a focused shot to deal his last damage. Not the worst play, I think. Either way, he's got to activate Greedo first, I think. Unless he has a way to kill a ranger. I guess he could activate Onar 1, 2, 3, 4 and try to kill a ranger. And then if Mark kills his Greedo, he can parting shot Han. The really dangerous thing is that Mark has just so many ways to kill this Greedo without attacking him. He can use Chopper to do it. He can use Sabine to do it. So he's going to go ahead and use Toxic Dart. That's going to weaken Han. So maybe he's going to try to kill Han here. He's going to maybe force... If he can get a big attack against Han, he can force Han to activate early in the round, and that's really not what Han wants to do. Or maybe he's just Toxic Darting and then running away. Weakened is such a strong condition against Han because... Oh, and he is awfully sneaky here. He's going to run right up through Mark's figures, and looks like he's going to attack either 3PO or Sabine. Looks like Sabine with Element of Surprise. So he's rolling 3 greens plus 1 at her, and she has a built-in evade because she's next to 3PO, but she's not rolling a defense die here. She does have 11 health, so this is going to be a pretty tough kill to get. He maybe should have weakened Sabine so she wouldn't get that evade. Really bad red roll. Not the best attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Not even close. Definitely disappointing. You expect more. You know, let's do the odds. 3 greens and a red, plus 1. Surge for plus 2 against an evade. So you have a 46% chance to do 9 with that, 76% chance to do 8. But he only did 6 damage. That's so bad. Definitely on the low end of the spectrum. It's like a 5% chance to do less than 7. So there's a 94% chance to do 7. So he was in that bottom 6%. That's awful. Really, really awful roll. It doesn't really even put the pressure on Sabine, just 6 damage. Because she has an ability that heals her. She can... she has a maneuver ability that's move 2 spaces and heal. So the pressure's not on. She is going to go ahead and activate. So I guess he's scared. He's scared Mark enough that he has to activate the Sabine. He can't really grenade this Greedo because it's next to all his stuff, unless he wants to grenade his Gideon as well. He definitely doesn't want to kill the Greedo right now. You want to make sure you activate all the units that could die before Greedo gets to go again. So what's he do with Sabine here? Maybe he might move her out and kill a Jawa. He might try to kill this... Maybe he'll try to kill this elite Jawa. He does have a free grenade and an attack. He could just attack the Jawa, see what happens, and then maybe toss a grenade at it. He is in a very, very tight formation Again, we said earlier we were a little bit worried for Ben getting into this left to right sniper situation against Rangers. And Ben really didn't do enough with his initiative there to really scare Mark. And another blank roll. This is awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that'll be enough to get the kill. That was just a regular Jawa. And now what's he do? Does he want to kill the Greedo? I really don't think he does. We'll see. I mean, he would be basically sacrificing his Gideon here because Greedo could really just use his end of round or his parting blow to kill Gideon. He is grenading something. Oh, he's actually grenading the objective. He's grenading Ben's objective, and he's gonna go ahead and run away. And he's going to play Rebel Graffiti, of course, for 2 more points. Ben still is not showing negation. At this point, if he had negation, he would have used it by now. There's no point in holding it to round 4 because he's passing initiative anyway. There's not really any big cards he wants to negate at this point. So, turns out negation just on the bottom of his deck. So Ben, if we want to start a salt meter here, Ben has rolled 2 blanks on white die. He completely flubbed Greedo's attack, getting a bottom 6% chance. And Mark started with Rebel Graffiti, and negation is on the bottom of his deck. So Ben does have a lot of reasons to complain here because of some dumb luck. I feel like he probably should have been more aggressive with his IG-88, to be honest. I think IG-88 is way too far away from the action. If he could have opened up the round with IG-88 and killed a Ranger, maybe, or maybe even 2 Rangers, this would be a different game. But as it is, you're sniping with IG, who's rolling basically blue, blue, green with no rerolls, against snipers who are rolling, oh my god, and Mark with a dodge. The dice just are not going Ben's way at all. And that was a quick, clear dice there from Ben. So maybe some frustration going in. Really, all the luck is going Mark's way here. Just 2 blanks for Ben. The only defense roll so far for Mark has been a dodge. Oof. This Jawa's name is Oot, but it should be Oof, because that was an Oof attack. Ouch. Ouch is right blade. That is so frustrating. So frustrating. Maybe he should have used Greedo's attack to kill 3PO. Dealing 6 damage to Sabine is really not impactful at all. Set for stun. Oh no. Oh no. This is about as bad as it can get for Ben. Set for stun is basically making it so Greedo does not get his parting blow. He can now ram Greedo to death with Chopper, and there's no penalty. Greedo has no way to respond. Excellent, excellent use of set for stun there by Mark. This game is just out of control at this point for Ben. I really don't see how he can climb back. He needs to do something aggressive. I think he needs to move Onar up and try to kill a Ranger before they get to go. These Rangers are going to have a huge activation. I'm actually really surprised that Mark hasn't activated them yet to try to get at Onar. Another try here against 3PO. This one's only doing 1 damage. Holy cow, 1 damage. There's your elite Jawa attack for you, but had Mark rolled a blank there, that would have been a kill. Let's do the odds on that one. How about yellow, yellow, surge for +2, surge for pierce 2 against a white die. You have it's only a 9% chance to do 4. So, not the worst roll there. You have a 50% chance to do 2 damage, so it's not like that was a crazy outcome on that one. I could see how it would be frustrating on top of all the other rolls, but Jawas are really not good at attacking into white die. They really prefer... Oh, excuse me. I did the calculation wrong. I was adding an evade there. It's actually a 48% chance to do 3 damage, 21% chance to do 4 damage. The chance to do 1 damage is 80%, so that means that the odds of him getting less than 2 damage are 33%. So it's about a 1 in 3. He's in the bottom third there for that die roll. So basically, all his rolls have been terrible. Wonder if Ben has on the lamb. Well, it doesn't matter if he has it on Greedo. Greedo cannot voluntarily exit his space. Plus, he's gonna die from some non-attack source of damage like Chopper's ram. If Ben does have on the lamb, he's going to be saving it for his Hondo, for sure. Mark is so far ahead now. Hondo actually is not really as much of a threat as usual because Mark, I think, has no problem paying 2 victory points to Ben to reduce Hondo's damage by 2. Mark just has so many points to play with. Ben's really only hope now is he needs to pick off a Ranger, or 2, preferably. And he needs to score some objectives. He is ahead on objectives. He did commit IG-88 to killing an objective. So, if he can score more objectives than Mark, maybe he can climb his way back into it. But the key right now is to kill a Ranger or 2, in my opinion. It looks like Mark's in no rush to activate his Rangers. I mean, you have a window. Onar can get up there and attack. If you have Assassinate, I mean, you already blew tools for the job trying to kill Sabine. I think that was a mistake. You could have activated Onar and used tools to almost guarantee a kill against a Ranger. I would have much preferred that play. I really don't understand why he's being passive with his owner. I would go up and do something now. You're just a sitting duck here in the middle. Oh my god. Leighton. Everybody, that was Leighton. Freaking hitting the power button on my PC. Daggone cat. Oh my god. Just a second. I need to restart this. Come here. Come here. The real star of the show here. Freaking Leighton. Just a second, sorry. Are you comfy? Alright, did we miss anything? What happened here? What a mess. Alright, let me get the chat back up here. I lost the chat also. Alright, we're back. I think we're back. Did I miss anything? What did I miss? Someone talk to me. Alright, can everyone see good? I hope we didn't mess up this game somehow. Someone say something. Did I miss something? Is anything happening? Leighton hit the power button on my computer and shut everything down. Luckily, OBS gives you a little warning message that's like, you're streaming right now. You sure you want to shut your computer down? No, OBS, I don't. I just have a cat, okay? There should be a cat button that's like, hey, do you have a cat? Maybe you don't want to shut your computer down right now. Oh my god, he needs so much attention. You're seeing Mark's window twice. Oh. Alright, let me fix that. Hang on. Okay. Alright. Are we good? Alright, so Hondo's gonna go. Chopper, Rangers, and Han left for Ben. Or, sorry, for Mark. This is a pretty aggressive play here, and he's going for Gideon. This is really, really questionable. Gideon already activated. I'm really not sure what the value is in going for this Gideon kill. You need to kill the Rangers. You had an opportunity to go for a Ranger kill before 3PO activated. Now they're all getting a built-in evade. Really, I think that's questionable. Ben's going to throw down Celebration to nab 7 victory points, but he's got to have on the Lamb. This is a complete telegraph that he's holding on the Lamb. So maybe Mark can find a way to play around it, but I don't know. Moving Hondo up there, you're trading Celebration, you're trading an attack, and you're trading on the Lamb to get to a Gideon that already activated. It seems just very, very questionable. Chopper's going to go ahead and kill Greedo and go ahead and play Celebration to make it 8 points. 12-7 right now. It seems close, but I think Mark actually has a huge advantage positioning and otherwise. I mean, he's got 3 focuses left to distribute. Sorry, he's got 4 focused figures. He's not really, none of his figures are really under a lot of pressure. His Rangers especially, the key to beating Han Rangers is you have to kill 1 or preferably 2 Rangers early. And Ben's just been way too passive. You have to get to those Rangers early or you're going to lose. You can't last in a long-term standoff sniper match against Rangers. You just can't. So, I think, I just think it's big trouble for Ben right now. The IG-88 is such a non-factor. He's so far away. You need to move your troops up as a single force. You can't just move your Greedo up by himself and expect him to be enough of a threat to put the pressure on your opponent. Your IG-88, your biggest workhorse, is right now doing absolutely nothing. I mean, he can get 1 attack off this round. He can get 2 attacks off if he decides to go long range blue green. But those attacks are so weak with no rerolls, especially against a Ranger that has cunning or distracting from 3PO with the built-in evade. You really have to get your IG-88 into red-green range, which means you have to move him up, and that means you're also not able to attack the full number of times possible. I mean, we can't fault Ben too much. He's got some terrible luck this game. Just completely awful luck. He maybe should have known that Mark was playing Set for Stun. It is kind of a popular card these days. So leaving Greedo right up there with 1 health is pretty dangerous because Mark does have 2 different figures that can do just ping damage in Sabine and Chopper. And now ready weapons coming out for Mark also. So these Rangers are ready to go. He's going to go ahead and shoot Hondo here. He does not get a reroll. He could put himself in a position to get a reroll. Let's see if he can. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could move like over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could move like here and shoot. It does leave him exposed, but Ben's list is not the greatest sniper list. So if you're against this wall, that's not really the least safe place to be. Another blank for Ben. Can you believe this? 3 blanks on his white die. 3 blanks, guys. So far, Mark's rolled the white die once, and he got a dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Pierce 1 is not a ton, but On the Lam is coming out. There was a very telegraphed On the Lam. Leaving Hondo out there. You definitely don't want to leave your Hondo out there without On the Lam. So it should be no surprise here to Mark seeing this On the Lam. Now, where do you put this Hondo? I mean, there's not really a safe place. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess you just move him back to where he was. Hondo is the one figure on Ben's squad that doesn't really mind sniping. Onar needs to be up in Mark's face. IG really would like to be up in Mark's face, but Hondo doesn't mind sticking back. But you can see it's the opposite of that. Hondo is the one that's in the face. IG-88 and Onar are way back on the back line. Really not optimal positioning from Ben. But again, we have to remember the dice rolls here too. We don't want to be too critical of Ben. He has gotten really unfortunate die rolls. Then again, he would have had a really tough decision to make if he had rolled a dodge there. Because let's say you roll a dodge with Hondo. There's a good chance Mark's holding heightened reflexes and assassinate. Like, it's a pretty big risk leaving Hondo out, even if you roll a dodge. So, maybe it was a good thing that he rolled a blank there. Man, a focused attack coming out against this elite Jawa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, both surges are blocked, so only 3 pierce 1. Should be 3 damage. If he uses take cover, that would actually make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pierce 1. So that would be 4 damage. So it's actually better if he does not use take cover. Finally, a nice dice roll. Same result here. There was a 33% chance to do more damage with that dice roll. 2, 3, 4, 5. He potentially could have gotten the kill. He had a 1 in 3 chance. Is that right? 1 in... He would have had to roll the damage surge side. So that's a 1 in 4 chance, 1 in 6 chance of getting the kill there. With that reroll. Maybe he should have used a power token on that one. So this is actually a pretty wasted Ranger activation here. He's really dumping his attacks into a very strong position that Ben has set up. Really positioning well around 3PO here with his Jawas taking the brunt of these attacks. Ben really doesn't mind the Jawas taking focused Ranger attacks. Especially because Onar is backing them up. He really could keep that Jawa alive also. The Jawa is showing 4 damage. Ben is saying get down, Jawa. Did he have to use get down to save the Jawa? I'm not sure. It's a nice little cluster for a Sabine grenade, I'll tell you that. 1, 2, 3, 4. She could just hit all of them. Especially this Jawa with 4 damage, 1 health left. Nice little grenade would take that guy out. She is kind of hurt though, so maybe that's not optimal. Alright, there's one more focused Ranger. He does not have a great target. He could try to kill this weakened elite Jawa. I mean, you still have... Your Gideon's dead, so you're running out of focus distribution. I think he's still going to try to take this shot. I mean, the elite Jawa is not an insignificant figure. Even though it only costs 3, it potentially can do some damage. And finally, Ben gets a dice roll to go his way. Does heightened reflexes come out here to do 1 damage? Ben says, this is how you run a box in Scum, Kenny. This little Jawa is just surviving. Holy cow. Heightened reflexes does come out. That's a big commitment. A focused Ranger attack plus heightened reflexes to do 1 damage to an elite Jawa. A lot of commitment there to get that kill. I mean, he kind of had to do that though. You can't just let this little Jawa control the whole map, and that's basically what he was doing. All right, so what do you do here with Onar? Do you pop out and try to snipe? I kind of like this blockade he has here. It's really... Mark wants to move his Han Solo to right here in this position to get attacks this way or this way. So this blockade's nice. If you can save Onar till the end, you could get a nice big attack on Han. But looks like he's just going to go forward. See, the problem with Ben's target acquisition choices is that he's going for figures that have already activated. It's so much more valuable to kill figures that haven't gone yet. I mean, you're leaving Onar in a vulnerable position anyway. You probably should have just done this earlier to try to kill a Ranger. He did get kind of lucky with that Jawa surviving so many attacks. But honestly, I think this would have been the better play earlier, especially if you could have brought IG-88 up from maybe somewhere closer. Just having Onar come up and then IG-88 pop out and get 2 attacks would have been really nice. So, pretty low percentage to get this kill here. Mostly because of 3PO's distracting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's only going to be 3 damage. It was a pretty low percentage shot. I mean, that's really another really bad roll, to be honest, from Ben. The dice are just not going his way tonight. But, I mean, it would have been tough to get that kill. Maybe if he had, like, Assassinate or something. Heightened Reflexes gets dropped. Is that worth it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not getting the kill. And Assassinate? Oh my gosh. He's committing Heightened Reflexes and Assassinate to kill a Ranger that already activated this round. This is what I'm talking about. If you're holding Heightened Reflexes and Assassinate, why are you holding Onar back so long? You could have killed a focused Ranger. Why would you wait? If you're holding those 2 cards, you basically can kill anything. Oh, man. I guess he was figuring he could use those cards with his Greedo Parting Blow, but the set for stun really put a damper on that plan. Man, with those cards in hand, you have to be more aggressive when you're holding those 2 cards. Blaze of Glory is still not revealed yet, but I mean, look at Ben's hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's already used 9 command cards, including Tools, Heightened Reflexes, and Assassinate, and On the Lam. Those are almost all of his big cards gone. He did need to kill a Ranger there. It's not bad that he killed a Ranger. It's just I would have liked him to be more aggressive earlier. And looks like here comes a Han shot against Onar. Not a bad shot from Han considering he's weakened. In fact, that's a max roll. Is it a max roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's a max roll. 6 damage. So Mark continuing with the fire dice. Was that a Han shot? I assume it was. His IG-88 is gonna double move up. What a waste. Double moving there. Oh wait, that was a single move. That was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he used urgency. I'm sorry. He used urgency to get around to this Sabine, and he's going to go ahead and attack her. Looks like Mark has some kind of trick up his sleeve. He did place a card on the table. Maybe that card was a strain he was taking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now, there is a white die coming out, though. A blank would actually mean a dead Sabine. Or a single block would also be a dead Sabine. This looks like it's going to do the work to kill her. So, is this enough to swing the game around? That was a huge play with urgency there. Really, really nice urgency. And it looks like he's counting up the points. He got that kill, boys. He finished off Sabine right there. That actually completely swings the game around. No more Rebel Graffiti to worry about. Now the game is looking a lot different. You got Han and these Rangers kind of cornered by your IG-88 and your Onar. Onar still has 9 health left. That's not insignificant. And now no focuses left for Mark. That's a huge, huge turn. Yeah, IG-88, I thought he was out of the picture. He was really far away, but man, he used urgency to get up there and attack Sabine, and he ended up getting that perfect amount of damage to get the kill. Really, really nice. And now, Ben's basically drawn out. There's a 1 in 5 chance that he's not holding Blaze of Glory. Really, it's higher than that. If he had Blaze of Glory, he would have used it. Sorry, Ben's victory points are 24. So actually now Ben, holy cow, he's climbed back into this game. It turns out that box really, really was useful, soaking up a full round of focused Ranger attacks. Even though Mark gets the first say in the next round, man, you still got a full health Hondo. You got a full health IG-88. You don't have to worry about Assassinate or Heightened Reflexes are on the Lamb, but you do have to worry about Blaze, and that's a big one. Who do you even activate first here? You can't really activate the Rangers. They're not ready to go. But if you don't activate the Rangers, this IG-88 is just going to come pick one off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. He can't get quite in range for a perfect red-red-green attack. He could move 1, 2, and get 2 attacks, though. A dodge is coming out. Who just got attacked? Tools for the job got played. Who's getting attacked here? I'm not sure who the target of this attack is. This is Han attacking. It must be Han attacking Onar, I think, but Onar doesn't roll a die. This is an end of round Han shot. Who is he shooting at? I assume this is against Onar. Man, killing Sabine was such a huge swing. Ben is calling GG. Timer. Oh my god, they ran out of time? Is that right? Ben's just going to win on time here, it looks like. Holy cow, did I underestimate Ben's position. Sounds like this game is over, boys. I think this is going to time. Oh man, a stealth tactics roll giving Ben another dodge. Man, lots of dodges this game. So 24-15, and it's going to time, it looks like. Man, that's actually kind of unfortunate, to be honest. We played, 3 rounds on Uskru? That is not a lot at all. Is that right? Did we only play 3 rounds? That is not enough rounds to play. Especially on Uskru, that's really slow. Man, Mark just not able to get any kills with those Rangers. Those Rangers really did not do any work at all. He really had to get to Ben's centerpieces, but there was really nothing there. And, I was kind of commenting on this game as if it was going to go infinite time. I wasn't keeping a clock on this. Ben really chose the perfect time to commit. So a lot of the stuff I said earlier in the game about he's playing too passively right now, it turns out he was playing for that clock perfectly. Really chose his moment to commit. Honestly, I really don't like a game going to the clock after just 3 rounds. I think it's just not a full match in my opinion. But that's the way this tournament works, and these players both agreed to that, and I think they both played to the timer. But I mean, if you're that low on the clock, why not push your Han out into a more aggressive spot? In fact, why not move your Rangers into a more aggressive spot either? All right, so let's get on Discord and check in on these boys. Ben was in a great position there at the end going into the next round. He really was. He didn't have initiative, but I don't think there was anything that Mark could have done to him. I mean, IG has 0 damage. So with 2 unfocused Rangers, what's the threat? What's the threat? I think Mark's main issue was that he got locked behind the doors at the end of round 1. So he got initiative round 2 and had to completely waste it. In fact, his whole round 2 was a complete waste. And then by the time round 3 got around, he did have a lot of focuses built up, but it didn't really matter. His moment, really, Han Rangers need to get a big end of round 1, start of round 2 swing. And he never got that. His Rangers kind of went out with a whimper. Between the 3 Rangers, I think they only killed 1 Jawa. It's really terrible. So yeah, let's check in on Discord here. What's up, boys?
Every once in a while, and with IG or with Onar, getting in a position at the end is really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys feeling after that match?
I'm sure it was a thrill to watch.
Yeah, that round 2 was real exciting.
Yeah,
I have to admit. Really loved that everyone was just behind.
Switch cat cuddling.
Yeah. Everyone just hiding behind doors. Nothing's happening. Really, really great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll draw them all in for sure.
Yeah.
I will say it's fun to play and try to figure out what was going on, but it doesn't quite translate to the spectators.
Yeah, true. We would have liked to see a little bit more action, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that we were missing the one last round, I think, at the end.
Yeah.
What was interesting was round 2 let both of us do what we want to in our list, because the Rangers get to draw all their cards and everyone gets a focus. But then my list needs to get up closer, so having both my doors open lets me put my figures wherever I want through the whole round. The only real threat was that Han might come around and try to pot shot or end of round.
Yeah, I was thinking, Mark, you probably should have chose to open one of your own doors.
Yeah, my thought there was if I could just kind of rebel graffiti him to death.
Yeah.
kind of make him come to me. But then he
That
had
was frustrating.
then he had the droid. When he killed my droid, I thought, oh geez, that's not gonna work anymore.
Man,
I think that was, if anything, I should have just put the droid over to the other side and then.
that
basically
urgency
he has to-
play with IG-88,
yeah.
holy cow, did that swing the game.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
didn't
And I
have
don't-
Blade, so it was urgency was my scump card in the last round. So
Nice. Yeah,
was
pretty
looking
pretty
for-
good use of urgency there.
yeah.
And I bottom deck negation, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
I
Stop.
kept trying to get it out because I had to take initiative, which would have been helpful. So I played Toxic Dart to try for negation. I played Element of Surprise to try for negation. I played Celebration to try for.
You made sure
But
to
I
stop
just
and
said,
ask
like,
every
doesn't
time. I
matter.
noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take a long pause. You got to really imprint in their brain that they want to negate whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
What's he thinking that I don't know?
You're like, you know that you don't get that extra evade plus block if you are weakened, right?
The James Hedgepeth School of Imperial.
So true, so true. Well, guys, it was a great game to watch. Thanks for letting me stream it.
Yeah, thanks for streaming it. It's fun to have that.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's good to be back to Imperial Assault. I've been away for too long.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'll let you guys finish your little post game powwow. You guys take it easy.
Yeah, thanks,
Sounds
Brad.
good.
All right.
Cheers. Have a good one.
Bye. All right, guys. That was Mark and Ben Jules checking in. Great guys. Really good players, both of them. And this it wasn't that action packed of a game to watch, but there was a lot below the surface. Just a lot of very deep positioning strategy. I think, man, Ben's positioning, I had some doubts. I really did, but it turns out that Jawa box, that we'll call it the Jawa scum box, man, did that slow down the Rangers a lot. I think in hindsight, Mark probably should have moved his Rangers down into the middle and tried to shoot across at some higher priority targets. He had heightened reflexes, so he probably should have used that to take out 3PO maybe. And then he could have got at Hondo. But hindsight's 2020. At this point, I think it was just well played by both players. I think they both played really good. Mark had some nice plays. That set for stun against Greedo was really nice. I think honestly Mark's biggest mistake was not opening his own door. That really, really slowed him down. Round 2. Just having to completely waste an end of round Han shot and a whole Ranger activation is just, it's loses you too much tempo with Han Rangers. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks, Blade. Appreciate it. I'm going to try to stream Imperial Assault maybe once a week. I don't know. I'm still sticking with Artifact as my main game for now. I'm really trying to get established as an Artifact streamer. Plus, I'm addicted to the game, so that helps. Or doesn't help, depending on your perspective. But man, I do miss Imperial Assault some, so... I'll try to be doing some Imperial Assault maybe once a week, maybe every other week. We'll see. But yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys checking out the stream. As always, love you guys. Love the Imperial Assault community. You guys are the best. So yeah, I can't wait to do this again soon. You guys all have a great night. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Again, it'll be mostly Artifact content, but there will be some Imperial Assault content too. Or if you just want to follow, you'll get some notifications when I go live. I'll make sure to say which game it'll be going live with in the notifications. So if you're interested in that, just follow or subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again, and good night.